So often we're told half the things you worry about don't even come true, so just don't worry about it. But that's really not helpful for people who are especially trauma survivors. And that's not even the way God wants you to deal with anxiety. Hi, I'm Mackenzie. I help women with anxiety, people pleasing, and nervous system regulation. Hit subscribe if you want to see more free content. And feel free to get my free mini course below, the 5 scripts every overwhelmed communicator needs to keep their power. So, why does this not work to just say, well, half the things we worry about won't come true, so we shouldn't worry about them? Well, if you're a Christian healing trauma, it is essential for your relationship with God to bring your worries directly to Him. And Psalm 17:1 really brings this to light. Hear me, Lord, my plea is just. Listen to my cry, hear my prayer. It does not come from deceitful lips. So He wants us to see our worries, and He wants us to know that each of our worries is so legitimate. Anything on our heart, no matter what it is, it's different for all of us. And He sees that. And He wants us to demand from God, answer my prayer, hear me, my plea is just, and stand up for ourselves. And demand that because we are righteous, He answer our prayer. How powerful is that? He wants us to have a strong identity in ourselves, see that this does not come from deceitful lips. And so this is the opposite to, oh, your worries aren't going to come true, so don't even worry about them, just let it all go. But why is this so difficult for trauma survivors? Well, we have dissociation, we have hypervigilance, we have a dysregulated nervous system. All of these things can cloud the mind and make it unclear as to what that tiny little thing is that we're worried about specifically, to make it specific enough to go before God. And also, trauma erodes our identity. So to have that identity before God is very challenging. So what do? This is where self-esteem work comes into play, self-confidence, and just doing what you can now with what you have, with what little you have of your identity. Maybe you were kind this morning to the barista, and you go to God with that knowing of that's who you were, and you start there. That's the righteous person you know you are. This part takes effort. You can't skip it, and no one can do it for you. That's why we watch hundreds of sermons, go to church week after week, year after year, and don't see progress. But as you practice this more and more, your brain will start to rewire. Your identity will go stronger as you heal your trauma, and you'll be able to go before God stronger, and it becomes much easier. The difficulty is just knowing that you are worthy to go before God, letting Him know that He needs to answer your prayer. That is a weird place to be in when you have low self-esteem, you have anxiety, you don't feel good about yourself. You have to step into that new space, stepping out of your comfort zone. After this process is complete, you've gone before God saying, hear me, God, this is what I'm worried about. I need you to take this from me. I cannot take this. I've taken on as much as I can. And these are the list of worries. My list every week is 50 different items that are beyond what I can take. I need God to take on that worry for me. And after then, you do not need to worry anymore. You can completely let them go knowing God has them, but these are still legitimate worries. We're not saying that, oh, maybe they won't come true, so they're not really legitimate and you're just being a little bit dramatic by worrying about these things. No, God wants to see you and every thought you have and care for every thought you have. I'm gonna cry now. And then you just repeat this process over whenever the worries start to build up again. That could be a week later. For me, it's every week. It could be a few days later, or every morning, whenever you want to. Just again, make a list of all of those things that you're worried about them. Really spend time legitimizing them in your heart, seeing them in your heart, and then going to God. Hear me, God, my plea is just. This does not come from deceitful lips. Answer my prayer. Listen to me. Hear me. I need your help with this. Thank you for helping me with this. I praise you, God. Praise and thanks. Add praise and thanks as well. The Bible teaches that those are also important aspects of prayer. And from the psychology point of view, we heal so much the more we see how we're feeling. And so you're helping to heal your brain, rewire your brain by seeing all the things, a list of all the things that you're feeling stress about. And then you give them to God, He accepts them, and then you no longer have to worry. He is handling it. This process can be really challenging with anxiety though, because it's hard to just stop and realize that you're having anxiety while you're having it. So when you start out, you're going to be worrying about something for maybe 8 hours, and then you stop yourself, say this prayer, give it to God, and you're out of your anxiety. But then in a week or a month, you want to get that down to 7 hours, then 6, then 5, so that you're spending less and less time in your anxiety. So that ideally we are in an anxious state for the least amount of time as possible before we catch ourselves, do this work, and take ourselves out of the anxious, worried state. Thanks so much for watching, and hit subscribe if you want to see more similar videos. See you in the next one, guys.